Okay, next up, Coleman Beal is the CEO of Bastcore. Bastcore is a company I am familiar with, and I'm fascinated to hear the story. Coleman Beal, take it away.
Great, great. Thank you, and excited to be here. My name is Coleman Beal, and I am the CEO of Bastcore. We are an industrial hemp processing company. We were established in 2014, and today we are one of, if not the longest, continuously operating industrial hemp fiber processing company in the United States. And so our mission is to process hemp for quality products, a better world, and a sustainable planet. And we do that by focusing solely on the stalks of the plant, and the two products that we produce are fiber and wood. And our vision is to be the leader of hemp innovation for a bio-based future, and we plan to be the leader both domestically and globally. So the number one challenge right now facing the industrial hemp space as it relates to fiber and herd processing is just simply a lack of demand for processors. It is the number one pain point. It is the choke point of the industry, and our technology, our business model, and partnerships are our solution to the problem. And so we see exponential growth in this industry. You can see a chart here over the last 4 years of the growth in acreage and industrial hemp in the United States, and that is overwhelmingly CBD related. So with the interest shifting towards fiber, which we're seeing more and more every day, we think that this is only going to expand.
Hey, Coleman, we can't see your presentation, so if you might want to screen share.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. Looking good though, man. Looking good.
Teamwork here, teamwork, loving it.
All right, can you see? Let's see. All right, is that better?
Yes.
All right. Do y'all want me to start over or just keep going?
I would keep going.
Okay. So this is our technology. Our technology is the solution to the problem. We have 2 patents pending. All of our processes is designed and built in-house. And then what really makes us unique is that we are able to have high quality material and produce it very efficiently. And so all of our products are grown here in the United States domestically, processed here domestically, and our customers are domestic as well. So it really insulates us from any type of international disruptions. So our materials, the fiber and the wood, are really, we think of them as really inputs or ingredients to a whole host of products. There's 20,000 plus different products that can be made out of industrial hemp. Here's a list of just a few, ranging from diapers, apparel, fiberglass, insulation, and so forth. So we get asked all the time, well why hemp? What makes hemp so great? So really, I mean, we work with it every day. It's a super strong fiber. It's mold resistant, antimicrobial, renewable, and sustainable, and it's got a high moisture regain, meaning it absorbs and dries out very, very easily. So because we've been in the industry now for going on 6 years, we've been fortunate to really build out a robust pipeline of customers, and these range from large multi-billion-dollar corporations all the way down to kind of smaller artisan customer as well. We also have a research and development arm, and the focus there is really on the wood. So effectively, we take the wood, we micronize it down into a powder. You can see the powder there in the second picture on the screen. And then on the far right is, these are actually fibers that we produce in a lab that you can see under a microscope. And so really the longer term vision there is to have a substitute for oil-based products, which tackles an even greater problem in the world, and that's really to start putting products in the markets that are not dependent on petroleum-based products. So we're in the process of finalizing our commercialization effort. We're located in Montgomery, Alabama, in a 61,000 square foot facility that is located in an opportunity zone. And we plan to have our operations commencing next month. So this is our financial model. We believe our model is highly scalable and that we can replicate our systems very, very cost efficiently. This is our team here. I feel really, really fortunate that we have a team with a lot of different types of industry experience. And so it brings a whole lot of different ideas and expertise to the table. And that certainly contributed to our advancement over the years. So currently we're seeking $2.5 million. We plan to use the funds for working capital, supply, CapEx, and hiring of new personnel. So really, Bastcore, we do have a first mover advantage in this marketplace. We have a blue ocean opportunity. We really don't see anybody standing next to us right now. And then, we also think it's important that we're going to have an economic impact on the local communities that we serve. So really in conclusion, we have the supply, we have the technology and the processing, we have the pipeline of customers. And so now what we really need to really energize and grow the business is capital. So with that, thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Coleman, well done. Just under the 6-minute mark, which leaves us plenty of time for our judges. Scott Greiper, I bet you have an intuitive question for this fine gentleman.
How intuitive of you to know that I have a question, Jim. It's outstanding. Coleman, thank you for that. You've been around since 14. You're only raising a couple of $1 million. What's been happening for the last 6-7 years?
I mean, it's really been really an evolution. I think that when we started the company, the primary focus on hemp was CBD related. The fiber market, I would say, has been overlooked. And that interest, really, we started to see a shift, I would say, in the last 12 months or so. I would have expected in December of 18, after the Farm Bill, that it would have accelerated, but really a lot of the attention continued to stay and grow on CBD. So now we're seeing a lot more interest, a lot more acceleration in the marketplace, but it's allowed us to really refine our processes, refine our technology, because the fiber, some of the things that make it so great are some of the things that make it really difficult to work with as well. And so, I mean, really the last 6 years have been just taking the company from inception and just been really being in an R&D mode, and just one day at a time, one step at a time, scaling our efforts.
So you've been focused as a processor for the hemp-derived CBD brand marketplace, and you shift to the industrial side. Is that
so we've only processed since inception of the company fiber, or our focus has been on the stalks of the plant. So really handling material in the early days, we were handling more grain specific crops because that's really all we had access to. We began to get access to fiber specific crops about 3 years ago. We actually grew in conjunction with a farm a fiber crop that went pretty well. And so we've taken that knowledge and we've applied it to several other farms that we're currently now working with. So now we're starting to see a really good quality fibers coming, being grown and coming to us. And this has been just an iteration over the last several years.
Have you generated any revenues through processing to date?
Today, a little, but not much. I mean, we've under about a year and a half ago, we made a strategic decision to move out of what I would call an R&D facility into the building that we're currently in now. And so we're just now getting to the point where we're putting the finishing touches on that. So I would anticipate us scaling our revenues here over the next 2 to 3 months.
Okay, just one last question. So you're raising 2. How much has been invested in the company to date?
To date, we have approximately $2.7 million invested in the company.
And where did that come from?
We have a variety of investors. I think we have, I believe it's 13 investors on the cap table right now.
And how much capital do you have invested in the business?
Personally, just under 200,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Any other judges have a question? Coleman, I have a question as we wait for another judge. You're on the bleeding edge of these things in the industrial side of industrial hemp. Where do you see the best market in the future? Is it the RV folks of the world integrating it? Is it the home builders? Is it Patagonia? Where's the growth going to come from?
Colin, that's a great question. A tough one to answer because we're getting inbound inquiries from a variety of different industries that all represent massive growth potential. So our focus is really from inception been on the apparel and the textile business. And so, you know, that's where, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of demand, a lot of interest there. But certainly when you look at non-wovens, I mean, there is a lot of potential for, I mean, products that, you know, that I listed on the presentation, like diapers and things like that, and things of that nature. So I think that there is a lot of opportunity for industrial hemp in the United States to go into a lot of different product types.
Outstanding. Judges, any questions? John,
Coleman,
you have your hand in the air. There you go.
yes, please. Thank you. Coleman, are you working with any material scientists? Because I think there's applications that have been really grossly overlooked, and in particular in the nanoparticle sphere and developing filters. And I do believe that there'll be disintermediation on a global basis, so there'll be a need to bring some of this back to the US. Have you thought about that? Have you looked at bringing in a couple of experts to help you to assess potential market opportunities?
Sure. No, that's a great question. So yes, our research and development arm, we have 2 green chemists on the team. It's part of our we have a joint venture established with the green chemist and an engineer as well, and that's the focus of that joint venture. So we have done a lot of work in that space, and I agree with you. I think we've developed the technology to start really looking at those markets on a lab scale, but I mean, admittedly, it's a little bit further out. But I think that the material applications are very exciting and very, very interesting.
Thank you.
Yep.
Coleman, 30 seconds left. Anything else you would like us to know about you?
Well, again, I mean, obviously, I appreciate the opportunity. I think that from Bastcore standpoint, we're more well positioned than we ever have been. We're seeing way more inbound interest as it relates to fiber and herd than we ever have been, and I truly believe that, you know, we are at the cutting edge, not only from a technology standpoint, but the timing in the industry. We've watched the industry unfold now over the last 6 years, and it's been a long time coming, but I feel like the timing is finally there. So I think this is the time to go.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us today and a wonderful presentation.